I'm in DC, y'all, and I'm so excited about it. I'm in DC. I'm here. I'll be speaking on a panel for the organization I Am Wanda. And I think I'm going to be the only vegan on the panel, but we are going to be talking about telling our stories in the media. It's going to be at the Bloomberg Center in Washington, D.C. John Hopkins is partnering with I Am Wanda organization, and she wanted to hear my thoughts on telling stories in the media from my point of view. And I'm gagging. I'm really gagging. I don't know. I just feel really, excited because this is something that I've always wanted to do. This is something that I've been really working hard for, and I am always excited and overwhelmed whenever I get recognized for my hard work. And, things, you feel overwhelmed about certain things and you don't know how different things are going to pan out. And when people see you, it's just a different feeling. It just is a real different feeling. And tonight we have a dinner at the Continent, which is a West African restaurant here in DC. And I'm gonna take you along with me for that. And yeah, I'm trying to soak it all in because, whenever I get opportunities to do this, it's just confirmation that I'm on the right track because, to be on a panel talking about food is medicine and how my voice is being an asset to help our community, the Black community, it is just really like, it just falls in line with all that I've ever wanted to be because, I really take my journey on this earth very seriously. So I can be very, very hard on myself about different things that I'm not accomplishing in the time that I feel like I should accomplish them. And it's easy to get caught up seeing, the different things that your peers are doing. And someone told me I don't pop my collar enough. Someone told me that. So, I'm on a journey to learn how to pop my collar a little bit more because, I have accomplished a lot. And I'm very proud of myself because this is a one-man band. This isn't a whole, team or a hookup or a network situation. It's more so that people, have seen me and they feel like my voice is important. And this is right up there with me being able to talk at Harvard because even though I've done a lot, I still get shocked that people hear my passion and see my passion and want more of it. So I'm about to wash my face and I'm about to get ready, and then we're going to head out to the continent and see what's going on because yeah, I'm speaking on a panel at the Bloomberg Center, John Hopkins. Yeah. So this is the first time that I'm listening to Glorilla's album, and it is a complete project. I'm living for it. Living for it. I'm almost done. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. But yeah, living for it. And I love Yotel. Like, this is a cute boutique hotel. It's super cute. This is my final makeup look. a red lip. Yes. So this is my fit. Just something cute just to throw on for just a little quick dinner, because the dinner is at 5 o'clock. And yeah, this is what I'm wearing. Just a cute little jacket, a little piece. That's it. That's it. I ain't doing too much because I ain't staying too long. So I had to move the light over here because in this hotel there isn't really any light. So this is what my fit is. Just something quick. Just something quick. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Child. I haven't been out in so long. I don't even know how to act. But I'm going to meet the other panelists. We're going to have something good. And I hope they have some vegan food there, because I don't want to be sitting there with my finger in my nose the whole night. I don't want to be sitting there with my finger in my nose. So, yeah. Know some of the speakers that will be on the panel. And it was also emotional because, you know, a lot of the speakers have had, you know, cancer wreck their lives. I sat across from LaShawn Holland, and she is going to be the keynote speaker today. And she told her story about how she was able to sort of heal herself through medicine, not through medicine, through plants, because she juices every day. She found out what kind of breast cancer that she had. And, you know, sitting at that table was very inspirational, and it was very motivational because there was so much knowledge, and it really, you know, got me set up for today, because to be around powerful people and to be around powerful women who are telling their stories, and it lets you know that we're all the same. We have different challenges and obstacles, but it's the way that you decide to approach the obstacle head on is how you are successful. But LaShawn told her powerful story on, you know, how she started really researching, and she became an herbalist in order to, you know, supplement the knowledge that she was getting through her appointments with the doctor, you know, for this cancer. And, you know, it was emotional because it's, you know, when you are affected by someone who has had cancer, it is, you know, sort of debilitating, because you never know what you could have done differently, the knowledge you didn't have, and things of that nature. And I think about that all the time. Every time I go to an event and I hear how people were able to heal themselves through medicine or heal themselves through the medicinal properties of plants, it just makes me feel like, you know, I wish I would have known. I wish I, you know, had the brain power or the bandwidth to think outside the box. And, but the bonus is because of that, it has allowed me to operate in spaces to, you know, hopefully help prevent other things that might happen because people are not taking their health as serious as they should. But I'm putting my makeup on now because I want to be there early, because I know that all of these women are going to give a lot of information and a lot of gems. And that's what I love doing when I go to these events, is that, you know, I crave knowledge and I just want to be better at what I'm already doing. So yeah, that was the recap from last night. We went to this African restaurant called The Continent, and they didn't really have a lot of vegan stuff. I had these really delicious plantain fritters. I had plantains and I had spinach. And the spinach was very flavorful. They had some flavorful sauces and things of that nature, but they didn't have a lot of plant fit. So I'm sitting at the table with a lot of goat, chicken, and people just eating. Just eating, just eating. But you know, whenever I'm in these spaces, I don't judge anybody and I don't say anything, because I remember when I was just eating, just eating, just eating. But you know, it really has, you know, I just really can't wait to see what I learned today and how I feel today during this day of information, love, because food is medicine, and that is the only way that we are going to be able to grow and be the successful people that we're supposed to be. So yeah, I'm gonna put my makeup on. I'm gonna show you my fit, then I'm gonna get out the door, because I don't want to miss LaShawn speaking, because she's also a wealth coach. So she was just mesmerizing, and she was just so, you know, strong. And that's what I really love about being in these spaces, because you meet all of these strong, confident Black women, and that is something that I have been craving for a while. I've been having these conversations about where do I want to be and what space do I want to exist in, because yes, I live in New York. New York is cool, but I feel like I've lived in better places that were a more representation of who I am and what I'm wanting to be. And so, you know, that's what my, you know, my quest is now, is that, you know, I really want to thrive. I want to be in spaces that really inspire me and motivate me to be more abundant. And I was listening to LaShawn's, what's her page? On her page, because she was talking about how she posts different things and people come to her about different things, because, you know, she went to school, got her certificate, her license to be a herbalist, and she, you know, she knows different things, you know, eczema and all these other different things that plague us. And she said something that was so powerful. She said, "Does abundance know your address?" Does abundance know your address? Does abundance know where you are? Like, you can want it, but do they know where you are? Woo! That was a word. And if I'm going to get those types of words all day long, I'm going to come back to New York more motivated and inspired more than ever. So I'm going to get my makeup on, because I'll be sitting up here talking, but you really want to know about what's going on during the day, and so do I. So I'm going to take you with me. Let me get dressed, and we're going to be out the door.
afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being here today. I'm very excited for this conversation as we talk about amplifying brands out in media and in the media space. And I'm very grateful to have these lovely ladies talk about a topic that's near and dear to our heart when we talk about storytelling and the amplifying our brands and what we do. So we're just going to kick it off because I know we are tight on time, so I'm going to start with Deshawn because we have lots to unpack. We had a great conversation about this topic, lots of energy. So how can storytelling be used to highlight the cultural heritage behind a product or a brand? What are some key elements of effective storytelling in context?
So I would first start off by saying the first key is being authentic. So a little bit of background, my company is Quilly TV. We're a Black-owned streaming service. We curate independent Black films from around the world. Our whole goal is using Black storytelling to dismantle implicit bias and use storytelling to change narrative. And so any of us who are in this space, we know that it's very important to change narrative and for us to be authentic while doing it. And that's why reason I say authenticity is so important, because a lot of times when we're telling our stories, our customers, they can tell whether you're authentic or not. And then they can decide whether or not they want to use your brand. And so a lot of times when we are working with, let's say working with a brand or working with a marketing person to tell your story, we sometimes rely too much on people who don't look like us to help us frame our stories from our companies. And so I always tell people when I'm working with a particular marketing professional or someone else who's helping me be authentic, that really hone in and make sure that they're not diluting your vision to sell a product. So being authentic is number one. Number two is know who your audience is. And so I always can go back to, like, again, my company, I know who my audience is. I know the people who subscribe to Quilly TV. And a lot of times when we create something, we do it because we see a need and we're feeling a void. And so we know it's an issue for us, but then reaching out to other people to try to figure out, okay, now how do I find other people like me who need what I'm making? We need to make sure who those people are, because if you don't really know who your audience is, and you're trying to use like a social media platform to find these people to sell your product, you may not find them. And so my suggestion would be to make sure that you're learning your audience. You're taking time to understand who they are, how old they are, how young they are, where they live, all those things, to make sure they're able to really reach your brand as much as possible. And then number three, which is my last point, is that you are your brand. I know a lot of us, like even myself, I actually hate being on social media a lot of times. I'm actually kind of anti-social media. But when people know that it's me behind my brand versus someone who doesn't look like me, they're more likely to purchase what I'm doing and what I'm making. And so don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to articulate to your potential or future customer, even current customer, your why behind your product on social media. Just being told raw and general and genuine, because people will buy that. And so just know who you're, being authentic, know who your audience is, and last thing is definitely you are your brand. Don't be afraid to tell your story your way.
Yes.
Angela and Adea, you want to chime in?
I totally agree about the authenticity of being on social media, because I live on social media. My brand is VeganPopEats, where we are changing the perception of veganism through conversation, cuisine, and conscious living. And what resonates with your audience is that people can tell when that is not what you do. And people can tell when you're just, halfway doing it. Because when you have a passion about something, the light is different. It's different. Because right now, I live in New York, and there are a lot of vegan restaurants that are closing down. And people are wondering why are all these, restaurants closing? Why isn't it? The one thing is that a lot of the times you're going to these spaces, people are getting into the health space because they see how lucrative it is. Because anytime you put wellness and health, you can mask a lot of things, but you can't mask authenticity.
Yes.
So it's really important that whenever you are you have a product or if you have a brand, make sure, even if you're not one of the type of people who like to be on air or things of that nature, make sure that people see who is the mastermind behind it, because that's how they resonate with whatever you're doing. Because your brand is geared towards, you said, African American movies and
movies from around the world. So black folks everywhere. So
all over, black folks everywhere.
African Americans.
But it would be a different conversation if you weren't black.
Right. Yeah.
And when they see like black owned things, they'll come in and be like, "Is this owned by black?
Who owns that?
Who owns that?" And then if they be like, "Oh, this is Jonathan," they're like, "He don't know how to make collard greens." So they're more likely to not really buy into the brand. So whenever you are thinking about a brand or becoming a brand, make sure whatever it is, because no one can't do it like you can do it.
Yeah. In your eyes, what would that look like when we're targeting mainstream media, when we're trying to tell or pitch our story? And why is it important for media to share our stories and where there's barriers?
Okay, so
big question, I know.
I'm trying to digest it real quick. But if I'm understanding it correctly, I think that when we're dealing with black brands and wanting to cross over to the the mated side, if that's what you want to say, I think that with our brands, it's important for us to be inclusive, but not be inclusive, if that's the best way that I can say it, because it's a different conversation when you're going over to the mated side. They definitely want something that's more digestible, but there should be a way where you can still convey what you're trying to do without selling yourself short and also compromising to what they want. Or you could basically be big enough where they cannot deny you. But whenever you are reaching for validation from, the other side, I think the first question would be, why do you need that validation so bad? Because success comes in different levels. And just because you are seen by millions and billions of people with the help of the other side, you might have to work a little bit harder to stay true to who you are on your side. And yes, it's good, but it's a better conversation when they come to you versus you going to them. Because then you don't have to compromise what you're trying to do, because they see it and they understand the value of it. Versus when you're pitching to them, you have to convince them what the value is, and they might have a different mindset as into what it could possibly be. I'm not saying don't try, but I'm saying don't rely on just their validation for your level of success.
Kevin Hart, but I think a lot of times as Black founders, we put ourselves under this much expectation that we don't put on others. It's okay to enter a business just to invest in it.
It's true.
You don't have to be vegan to own a vegan restaurant if it serves others' needs. But, that's what I think. I think because when you think about wealth building and so a lot of this, right, talking about the history being erased, and all that, the opportunities for wealth creation, we don't have to always limit ourselves in that perspective.
It's not.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay. Hold on. This is my space. But
I'm not vegan.
The thing about being vegan in the space, a lot of us come for different reasons. We come because of health, we come because of animals, we come for environment. Those of us who come for health is because we've witnessed diabetes, we've witnessed high blood pressure, we've witnessed all these different self-inflicted diseases in our community. So that means that you've come into our lifestyle with at least a little bit of knowledge. And the people who come to the space that are not vegan, they don't understand the reason why. They're seeing it as a money grab. And when even if it wasn't vegan. When you're doing something for a money grab, it is not prosperous. It's a short-term situation. So if you're not vegan and I come to your space and you're telling me I should eat vegan, but you're at home eating ribs, it don't make sense. It don't make sense, because then you're telling me that, oh, I'm just doing this because of this. I don't even believe my product. And if you don't believe your product, you can't sell your product.
Right. I mean, I agree. I agree with both of you.
Outside, instead of looking on what we have right in front of us, in order for us to be able to thrive. And the more that we invest in what we have in front of us is when we will have longer staying power and feel like it's equal to the other side.
Thank you so much for a lively discussion. It started in the back room, and thank you for the time, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Amazing time. I'd like to shout out, an extra shout out to our founders. You all are amazing, you're founders. Think about the global outreach, the 10 hundreds, thousands, millions of people who cascade this message. Thank you so much for putting yourself out there. And you're so, yes, thank you. It's incredible, just your journey and your country.
Okay, so this is the most that I've ever been out. And I just got back from DC last night late. And so now I'm on my way to the Brooklyn Museum because of the 1619 exhibit. I'm meeting one of my best friends there with her husband. And yeah, out in these streets, we outside. But I'm gonna need a rest after this because I got stuff I need to get done. And I gotta get focused. Taking the good old trusty dollar van because can you believe it's 80 degrees outside? It is it's 70 degrees outside. But yeah, I'm so inspired about this past couple of days because the food is medicine really put a fire up underneath me, and I am so motivated to get my shit together with this content creation and also landing an on-air position. So yeah, it's really, really go time. It's really go time. So I'm waiting for the dollar van right now. So excited to be seeing my friends. I don't have a whole lot of friends here in New York. And every time I go outside of New York, it just makes me feel like I should leave. But then I get some kind of inspiration and motivation to stay. But no, nothing like New York. There's nothing like New York, but come on, dollar van. I don't want to be late. Don't want to be late. But I had a really, really good time at the Food as Medicine event. I felt seen. I felt understood. People really were like, oh my God, where can I follow you? Where can I this? Your light is so big. And yeah. It really inspired me because these last couple weeks I've really been lacking motivation, lacking posting, lacking all kinds of different things. But I came back with a renewed motivation and inspiration. So yeah, it's game time. It is game time. And to be around my peers and to see everyone really thriving and doing what they need to do for the community. Yeah, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. beautiful day outside. So I was in the right place, but I ended up walking over to the museum because that's where I thought it was, but it's actually at the library where I was. So now I gotta walk all the way back over there. Well, it's really not all the way over there. It's really like 3-minute walk, but it was just the point. I was already there. I was already there. So it starts at 6, but we came early because we didn't want to wait in a huge line. So we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes.
question, but first I just have to say I'm so excited to see such a packed house in the People's House, which is, of course, the Brooklyn Public Library. You all know the library is one of our few truly democratic spaces that we have left. It is a place that is open to all in our community, and so it was so important for us to have this event here to make it accessible to anyone who may want to come. And I am honored to be a trustee on the Brooklyn Public Library Board. When Nina asked me, I was like, I don't need not one more job. But I'm just so grateful, and I hope you all will continue to support the library as we face budget cuts, as you know, we are struggling against book bans. They just had an amazing event protesting against book bans over the weekend. So please, please, please continue to support the public library so we can continue to do works like this, and they can't silence works like the 1619 Project. So. I have some thank yous, but all the people I want to thank are not in the room yet, so I'll do that at the end. And I just want to say, I feel like anytime that you are introduced, it should be the icon, Thelma Golden. Everything that essay you read in the book has gone through it lately. And the reason why it reads as well as it does is because of Elena. She's the most thoughtful, calming, smart editor I've ever worked for, and I've told her many times that she leaves out. Okay, and this wasn't meant so much to her as well. And my partner in crime.
It was phenomenal. I met a new friend.
Hey, it's my new BFF, y'all.
Yes! We're going to a cigar lounge, and y'all know I don't be out nowhere. I be at the house. Bedtime is what? 8:30. Not tonight. Not tonight. What time do y'all leave tomorrow?
We don't leave until 9. This damn black car, you should hop in here with me. You by yourself? Come on, hop in this black car. We're just going to the cigar lounge. Come on. The cigar lounge is right down the street.
It was a phenomenal conversation with Nikole Hannah Jones. She's so inspiring. And the book is phenomenal. And we are on our way to a cigar lounge to hang out, being grown. And she over here. She over here. So.
Where's she got?
She's right there.
Oh, watch your step, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your step, ladies.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nothing like a beautiful Brooklyn night. You heard? Alrighty then.
No, girl, I'm not in the picture with you. Now, see, what exactly how big is it? Yeah.
We in a black car. You all right?
Yeah, I with my pen on in people's face.
Just watch your feet.
Oh yes, sir. Just oh,
Yep.
thank you. Yes, sure, ones.
You go on. Yeah, I'll be in the middle. I got you, lady. Don't get without me.
Come on, I'm just gonna juice stuff. So I got like Coke, Sprite, water, sparkling water.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We just got out of the Uber.
Mushroom torta.
Guacamole and jicama salad.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see a jicama salad. Hold on. And can I get a jicama salad as well with the burrito? I didn't see that.
Tacos or you want to boil it?
Oh, I'm gonna get me some tacos.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna get no tacos like this.